it's going, I'm gonna chase it. What's left of this moment, I'm not gonna waste it. Stranded together, our worlds have collided. This won't be forever, so I try to find.
What's up everyone? If you're new to our channel and if you're coming from any of the other girls collabs, then I'm Roxy
and I'm Paris,
and we're so happy to have you here. And if you've always been on our channel, then welcome back.
So this is a huge collab with some amazing YouTubers that we really love. So we'll have all of their videos right here popping up on the screen so you can check them out.
So all of the girls in this collab are doing fun hack videos and DIY, so definitely go and subscribe to all of them and check out their videos. They are amazing and you will love them.
And we'll also have all of their channels and information in the description box.
So every Sunday we have a very special series called #StudySundays, and in today's episode we'll be sharing with you 5 top secret exam hacks that you need to know.
So with that being said, let's get right into this video.
So tip number 1 is to not talk about any of the exam material before or after the exam. If you start talking to people about the exam before the exam, you probably are going to catch a huge panic attack because they might be talking about things and you might be getting yourself so confused and panicky. So a huge part of writing the exam is actually a mental state of mind. It's all in your head and you want to go in cool, calm and collected and not get yourself in a panic because you're not sure what someone else might be talking about.
And another thing that you don't want to do is talk to anybody about the exam material after the exam, because like we said before, this is going to make you panic. And especially if you have an exam after this or even exams throughout the week, you don't want to be discussing the answers after every single exam, because chances are somebody's going to mention something that they wrote, and even though you don't know what the correct answer is, you're going to be doubting yourself, and this is just going to make you panic and you won't be able to go into the other exams with a clean, fresh state of mind. So I would suggest that after the exam, just pack up your stuff, go home, get a good night's rest, and just don't talk about the answers. It's done and over with. You're gonna get the results regardless what, so just leave it in the past. So tip number 2 is to minimize the work that you have to do on the day of the exam, especially if the exam is in late afternoon or night. You don't want to spend the morning cramming a whole set of material. So instead of walking on the day of the exam with like 10 textbooks and over 100 pages of lecture notes, just walk with condensed material. So by this time you should have had cheat sheets made. So literally we would just walk on the day of the exam with 2 to 3 pages of all the material condensed, and then we would sit in a corner by ourselves, of course, and go through it in a calm manner.
So the main reason that we are saying to condense all of your work into a few pages is so that you would not feel overwhelmed and everything that you need to look for will be available on those pages, and you wouldn't have to second guess yourself and then rush through to try to find a topic in textbooks and lecture notes and all of that. So tip number 3 is when you open your exam booklet, do not go through the entire exam. Do not flip through the pages to see what questions are there. And I know that this sounds weird, but hear us out. Basically, when you go through the exam like that, you might see questions that you don't know the answers for, and that is immediately going to send you into a panic. So try to open the paper and go through the question as each question appears on the paper, so that way you won't have to overwhelm yourself or make yourself panic in case you see something that you don't remember.
And the exam is usually in a specific format. It usually goes from easy baby questions to the harder questions later on. So just follow what the exam tells you to do. Start from the easier questions and just work your way through.
If you flip through your exam question and you see something that you don't know, you will panic, and chances are we have experienced this ourselves. Like we start to forget and think that we don't know the answers, and that just ruins the entire exam.
So tip number 4 is to always move on from any hard questions that you encounter. So you should not spend over half an hour on this one question, especially if it's like one of the first few questions. What you want to do is get most of the paper done throughout the exam. So you rather get 90% of the paper done and have most of those answers correct than focus on this one problem and only complete like 3 questions of the entire exam.
So one thing that we love doing is putting a huge asterisk next to the question that we're having problems with. That way when we're going through the paper, we'll immediately see the question that needs attention and we'll be able to focus on it after we finish answer all of the questions that we do know.
And when you move on from a hard question and you go and distract yourself by other questions, chances are your subconscious will be working out those answers for you. So when you go back with that fresh state of mind, the answer will be right in front of you. This has happened so many times.
Your brain has got your back.
Yeah, girl.
So the last exam secret, so that's tip number 5, is to not leave the exam early. The exam is not a race. It is not to see who is finished the first, and chances are the people who finished the first literally don't know anything and did not put anything down on that paper. Remember, you're not going to get marked on who finishes the exam first. You're going to get marked on the quality of your answers and what you have written on that paper.
And you're given a certain amount of time for a reason. So sit down there, work through your questions, check over your work, be as calm as possible. Just enjoy it, because we like to think of it like this is the the last time you're gonna have that time to apply this knowledge, and it's probably the last time you're gonna see that paper. So just enjoy your experience, write everything you need to know, and don't rush out of the exam. There's no reason to.
Okay, so that is a wrap for this episode of Study Sunday. And don't forget to check out the other girls' videos, which we will have linked down below. So don't forget to give our video a huge thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, especially if you're new. So hit that red subscribe button right underneath there. Also, don't forget to check out our last video, which is on this side, and it is how to grow your hair long and healthy and strong. Yeah, you do. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye.